Connect and exchange ideas and expertise and best practices.
You and your partner will each will exchange a gift. One will start, then the other will follow.
Be willing to give up what is actually an enormous amount of privacy in exchange for the benefits of that network.
These are very different currencies. They have completely different exchange rates. There's the Czech koruna, the Hungarian.
You know, what kind of like exchange is happening when we get something for free?
Signals that you need to exchange in a small group to be productive, whereas in larger groups,
an exchange of, information and memos between our colleagues.
Each other is to exchange all you have at the same time, because then you all started with 4.
So I came when I was 16 under a cultural exchange program as a cultural exchange student.
Democracy. And so it was just an incredibly awkward exchange.
This is not in pursuit of some exchange of ideas.
Right.
This is in pursuit of the...
Right. And I think one of the reasons this exchange is quite...
magazine, but a forum to exchange ideas and to celebrate successes and to share.
In exchange for less than $1 million, that corporation received
an informational exchange. And when we forget that, we're going to be reminded.
What are, for anyone listening, saying
in the book, and we had a little Twitter exchange about that last night, I trust that you would agree.
And she literally did it in exchange for free toys. And she called up her other friends.
Academy, they jointly sponsored this exchange. I got to Tsinghua University.
Also a grounds for which they could then exchange ideas and information.
Which is more likely than not at some point. But this exchange...
Put your employees in the exchange. They're going to have more choices in...
create wealth and exchange across all the players, so not just shareholders, but...
Free exchange, matching a property over there. And that's one of the...
And what we do is once a month, we bring a cohort of students from John...
as a prisoner exchange for Jordanian...
and reliable exchange rates. And government policy...
We might be able to do it in exchange for some digital expertise.
In exchange, he gave me a crappy little Casio keyboard. And, yeah. And
in exchange for her labor and her assiduous attention to resources, someone like Helena has more autonomy in her life.
All life on Earth changes the air through gas exchange. And we're all doing it right now.
The same category as an existential threat like a nuclear exchange or even ultimately global climate.
He voluntarily gave himself so that a great exchange takes place.
This is the opposite of what you offered $15 billion in loans in exchange for rejecting the EU deal. This last-minute reversal triggered demonstrations
that's going on, and you have a free exchange. You understand? That's how...
That data exchange, one of the solutions we,
One the same way, right? I think that Armani Boutique and Armani Exchange are two very different service models, and the customers are very accepting.
Exchange rates as being in the national interest, whereas today we constantly badger countries.
And their commanders figured out, what do these people really need? And if we can exchange that for a little bit of peace in our realm,